man, Tessa, how much do we love this? I read the book cover to cover. Oh, Tessa, we wish we could get people to do that. It's so key to knowing what the terrain looks like, doing the recon. Wow, I love it. 80%, any specific areas to heavily focus. Well, I'm 66, yes. I'm teaching a 66 right now, Tessa, and we're in unit 13 and 14. Who cares what unit is? It's disclosures on ethical business practices. That's 25 questions. That's 1/4 of that exam. So make sure you're really good at the disclosures that are necessary on ethical business practices. Now, Brian and I are now going to tell you something that there's no reason, Tessa, for you not to have a pep in your step. You know, you passed your Series 7, you slayed your Series 7 dragon, and now you should feel good going into the cave to slay the 66 dragon. But sometimes people get a little bit of hubris. And when they miss the 66, it's sometimes because some of the investment vehicles look like they overlap, but they overlap in a different way. The way the 66 comes at things like balance sheets and present value and future value. And Brian and I's experience has been more people, I don't want to sound negative, because I think you're going to pass, but we found more people miss the 66, surprisingly enough, because of investment vehicles rather than regulation. So make sure you focus on those investment components of the 66 that are much different than your 7. Exactly. You know, like analytical methods and performance measures. Your thoughts, Brian? I know we're pretty symbolic on this one.
Absolutely. I have dedicated myself for a decade on trying to increase that Series 66 pass rate. Because again, for me, theoretically, I mean, if you're good enough to pass a 7, why the hell shouldn't you be able to pass the 66? Why are people failing at a greater rate than they are the 7? Obviously, like Dean said, it's probably because of content that's not on the 7. There are some investment vehicles, futures and forwards, some of the alternatives, the analysis, discounted cash flow, time value of money. The analysis of balance sheets are different than the 7. It's about liquidation ratios. The laws and regs, believe it or not, are typically the area that people score the highest on this exam. And it's these other areas. You think, well, there's only 17 questions on investment vehicles. Yeah. But when you come back to me and say you only scored a 70% on your exam, right? And your laws and regs are at like 76 and your investment vehicles are at 61%, that's what tells me that there's some areas there that we need. Another area in investment vehicles that you don't see on Series 7, the different types of life insurance of all things. Because it's more important in the advisory world than it generally is in the brokerage world. So just like Dean said, pay attention to those areas that are different from the 7. Analytical methods and the investment vehicles. Those two.
Right on. Some nuggets. Brian dropping gold.